Looking ahead, the future of education. We are at a crossroads in education. Most can agree that education is not serving every student or training our students to meet the demands of the future. According to Ken Robinson, part of the problem is that the current educational model was designed and conceived under the economic circumstance of the Industrial Revolution. In this model, students learn to conform to a rigid structure where the goal is to memorize and follow a prescribed recipe to derive correct answers. While this was exactly what was needed to fuel the economy of the past, the world is a different place today. An exponentially growing population, globalization, environmental concerns, and resource depletion are a few of the problems we will have to face in the near future. Being productive in this new environment, as well as solving these problems, will require innovative solutions derived by the minds of those who can think outside of the box. In the next 5 to 10 years, education will go through a revolution. Standardized testing will become a thing of the past, as educators realize that there is no standard measure for innovative thinking. Instead, educators will embark in a series of experimental forms of education. Before the year 2025, all these experiments will give rise to a new type of classroom, one of blended learning and skill-based mastering progression. Technology will allow instructors to differentiate and target the needs of each student. Teachers will no longer deliver information to students. Instead, their role will be to guide the social processes of learning by inspiring, challenging, and getting students excited about learning. The learning process will become more social, collaborative, and more active. Learning will be project-based, allowing students to directly tackle real-world problems. While one of the key components of change in the next 5 to 10 years will be redefining our goals in education and our pedagogical philosophies, in the decades to come, new technologies will shape education further. By the year 2030, not only will students be working on project-based learning, but will do so in computer-based simulations that they will participate in using augmented reality glasses. Within a few years, classes will be replaced by virtual reality classrooms where students will learn math, social studies, language arts, and other disciplines by participating in real-world simulations. For example, students will participate as employees in a virtual bank, dealing with avatar customers. They will learn how to work with money at various scales, fill out bank statements and loan applications, as well as communicate effectively with demanding customers. Older students might be required to create their own companies with fun virtual reality programs that include avatars that navigate through their creations. The real assessment will come in the form of success or failure to maintain their clients happy and to balance their books. Students will be allowed to choose the video classes that they find necessary to learn how to get their venture started, producing and/or advertising. They will conduct weekly meetings with their group in order to assess progress and determine goals and strategies. Students will interact with other students in other countries using translating devices to communicate. By the year 2050, the entire structure of school could change. In physical education, students may no longer be required to run the mile. That activity could be done on the student's own time and verified using wearable technology such as Fitbit. In fact, all daily activities of the life of a teenager could be tracked and uploaded to a computer and shared with the teacher. Food intake and walking could be tracked and sent to the physical education advisor or personal fitness coach, as they may be called. Wearable technologies will extend well beyond the physical education classes. It will most likely be integrated into the daily routine of all classes. After 15 minutes of lecture, the teacher in a math class might look at his computer screen to see that the average heart rate of students was dropping low and students were dangerously close to falling asleep. Need a math joke? All these changes ahead make it a wonderful time to be working in education. As educators, we're really looking forward to the next 35 years and what education will look like in 2050.
Created using Powtoon.